All right, let's kick it off. So, all right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is Fight Hype, and today, honored, blessed, lucky. Thank you very much for joining us, Jesus Ramos. How you feeling, man?
Thank you, man. Appreciate your time. I'm good, man. Excited to be back.
For sure, and you got a lot to be excited about, right? February 1st, Las Vegas. Seems like that card is heating up every single day. There's a lot going on, but you've got your own big fight, and that's exactly where I want to start, man. What can we expect? In this fight, we got Jason Rosario. You guys have shared common opponents in the past. I'm sure he's looking to come to make a statement, and so are you. Give us your thoughts on this fight, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sure he is. Of course, I feel like this might be one of the last big opportunities he gets, and I'm sure he's gonna. I know he feels like his back is against the wall, and he's gonna come out and show out. On February 1st. So I'm expecting the toughest Jason Rosario. The toughest version of him. But I've had a lot of time, to improve myself. I've felt like I've improved on a lot of different stuff, and I can't wait to showcase that. I wanna put up a good fight, but like kind of make a big statement that I don't want to fight guys like Jason Rosario. I want the top guys at 154. I don't want to take these type of fights anymore. I want, like I said, fights where tougher, man. Against the new generation coming up. There's Fundora, there's Backarm. Uh, Virgil Ortiz, Sergey Bohacek, all those guys. I think those are great fights at 154 for me.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt that you're probably in the hottest division in boxing right now. I mean, 154 is loaded from the champions all the way down to top contenders. I mean, like that list is never ending, and there's certainly a lot of potential. And like you said, you're looking to come make a statement. So, what kind of fight? And I know you can't give away the game plan and tell us exactly what you're going to do, Mono, but what you trying to do in this fight? What's your intention?
My intention is to get a knockout, and that's early on. I'm trying to go in there and my bad man just cut off.
Nah, we can hear you. Just sometimes when people call, it might throw your video
Yeah,
off. So we can't see you right now, but we can hear you.
yeah,
Give
yeah.
me a second.
I'm back on. Let me see.
There
There
you
we go.
go.
So sorry about that, man. I did get a call, but I'm looking, like I said, to get that knockout early on and show that I'm in a different level. That I'm bringing that intensity, and I'm not just talking the talk that I'm gonna knock him out. Every day I'm training with that intensity. I'm sparring with that intensity, the intensity that I want to come out and look for that knockout. Um, every round is gonna be with that purpose. Not to just win the round, but to get him out of there, whether it's the last round or the first round, it's going to be the same intensity and trying to knock them out.
Yeah, finish early for sure, for sure. So best laid plans, they happen. You get them out of there. You get them out of there impressively, and you get them out of there early. How do you think it positions you at 154? And I know you mentioned a lot of names, but what are your goals and aspirations in 2025? Because May, we saw your comeback fight, solid fight, got the W. Here we go again. Second fight this year, so you're getting that activity up. What does this win do for you going into 2025? And what are your goals and aspirations at 154?
Then the main priority for this next year is getting that activity up, as you said. I only fight once in May, so that would be the main goal is fighting at least 3 times, and those three times I would want, like I said, a tough fights, guys that are up there in the division, and I think we have a lot of options, this coming next year. We had for this fight, for this fight, Tim Zoo was tied up, um, Madrimov and Mohic were scheduled to fight. Everything was kind of everywhere, but at 154 from Dora and Spence. But hopefully next year, all of that's kind of starting to clear up. We're starting to get more activity at 154. People start to get freed up, and we're able to make these fights. Man, there's a lot of great fights, like you said, and honestly, anyone in the top 10 at 154 is who I want.
And I get that 100%. Is there any name though that like, you get excited for a potential match with like specifically, or is it just like you said, anybody in the top 10 can get it at this point?
Of course, the champions are always going to be the ones that excite me the most. Whoever, if Lord and Spence fight, whoever the winner of that, Backroom as well. That's an intense fight that I would love to be a part of. I feel like that would be a war, and Crawford, depending on what he does, he's still a champion at 154. I know he's got plans, but whatever happens there, man, and those are the champions that I need. I want to be a champion, and those are the ones that excite me. Jermell Charlo coming back is also a fight that also excites me. He was the king of the division, so that's a big fight, and that's something that I'm looking to get as well.
Gotcha. Let's talk about your division a little bit. So 154, like I said, may just be the hottest division in boxing. I mean, it's crazy because listen, you guys were all there. It's funny how boxing works, right? Because all you guys are great and you're all there before, but it seems like just the pieces fell into place over this last year, and boom, it's like all this talent there at one time. Just want to get your thoughts on some of the recent activity in the division. So let's talk to me just about your thoughts on one, a guy who, like you said, was unavailable at the time, but was obviously, looking to make a statement, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way for him. What were your thoughts on the Bakram Zoo fight? What'd you think coming out of that? Was it shocking to you, or did you expect that outcome?
Oh, it was shocking, and definitely was shocking the way it and I knew Beckham had a shot, but that early, that fast, that in that manner, it was shocking. But I feel like it's just it happened in his boxing. We just saw it this past weekend. Anything can happen, and it it it. I mean, I feel bad for Zoom, man. He had a rough year. With that Florida fight, and then coming back against a warrior like Backroom. It was shocking, but I mean, it just made that this division a lot more interesting. Just that more interesting. Anything can happen. We got all these guys, and we're all willing to fight each other, and like I said, anything is possible.
For sure, for sure. Another set of fighters that we just talked about a second ago, Fundora Spence. If that fight should go forward and it happens, which is obviously everybody's hope, right? That'd be a great fight. How do you see it playing out? And do you have any concern for Spence, seeing as it's his first fight back?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's that. I don't think that would be smart. Especially in a weight class against a guy like Moro, who's it's already awkward. It's literally already an uphill battle. Because he's so tall and he's coming off a loss like he did with Crawford, and then he's got this awkward, lengthy guy. I don't know, man. I just it's a tough fight, and I don't see him. I don't see his style beating Fundora. He's got to get on the inside, and I think that's Fundora's bread and butter. We haven't seen Spence box, lately move around, and I'm none of that. Especially, it'll be hard to do against such a lengthy guy. So I don't know, man. I mean, right now I just can't see it. I don't see him winning, but we'll see, man. We'll see how he comes if that fight happens, and what game plan he brings to the table.
For sure, for sure. You're on, or excuse me, obviously you're on the undercard of a really big fight. Like I said, that's been heating up a lot lately, and I think the fans are getting more and more excited to see it actually
Yeah,
hear that first bell sound off, right? How do you see
yeah,
this? And I know you have loyalties, and but hey, that might, I'm not saying that's gonna keep you from making an unbiased opinion here, but how do you see the Benavides? And I mean, cultural loyalties, right? Fellow Mexican guy and
right.
David Benavides. But Benavides, Morel, how do you see that fight going?
And honestly, when this is unbiased, I like both guys. I watch Morel a lot. I love how he fights. He's a big guy. He's a southpaw. I learned a lot from him. Different tricks that he uses in there. I just feel like the experience, man, is just not enough. I feel like he needed a little more time, a little more kind of like frustrating fights, tough fights, that we saw in this past fight where he couldn't get the guy out of there early. He was kind of frustrated towards the end, looking for one shot, not setting a lot of stuff up, and he went the distance. I thought he still won, but you could tell that frustration, and I feel like Benavidez has been there, done that. You know, that's probably how he felt against when he first won his title against Ronald Gabriel. He got dropped. He wanted to get him out of there, wanted to expose him. He went through that. Came in the rematch, beat him. He fought Caleb Plant, he fought Andrade, all those guys. Those are big names, and I mean, it's experience, man. He's been in there, he's done all of this, and Morel has yet to go through that, and going through that with Benavides, I feel like it's a bad idea, man. And I mean, I think it's gonna be a great fight in the beginning, but I do see Benavides edging it out with his experience, and just I don't know if he stops him, but he does that later half. I think he wins, and but if he is gonna stop him, it would be in that, like I said, later half, later stretch of the fight.
Sure. If you're not signed up on Prime Video already, then we definitely suggest you get signed up and get ready for an amazing fight. So it should definitely
Yeah.
be a really great main event. Question for you, while I still have you, and I don't want to tie you too much. I don't want to tie you up too much. What did you think about your uncle drawing with Barrios?
Man, that was a great fight. I was super excited about that. I wasn't mad at a draw, man. I feel like there was no losers in that fight. I feel like they put up a hell of a fight. They're two warriors, man. I feel like the crowd won that night. They both did what they had to do. They put up a great show, and I'm proud of my uncle. I think nobody gave him that a shot, and he came back and did all of that. So I'm really proud of him. Hopefully, we can see the rematch and get a clear winner, man.
For sure. For sure. Any last message to the fans, Mono? Anything they should know? Anything you just want them to be aware of?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a great fight. February 1st, the whole card, top to bottom. I feel like it's gonna be full of talent. We got the rematch with Fulton Figueroa. That's the fight I'm excited about as well. And of course my fight. I'm excited to be back against the former world champion. So it's gonna be an electric night, man. So you guys don't want to miss it. Thank you, man, for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon, man. See you in Vegas.
Yo, 100% I'll be there. And I'd be remiss. I almost forgot to mention that. My apologies. Definitely fight fans. Make sure you tune in. Aside from Jesus and his fight with Jason Rosario, like he just mentioned, you do have the rematch Figueroa Fulton 2. And we got Pitbull, his first fight since unfortunately losing his title, coming back against a tough opponent in Fierro. So a great, exciting card, top to bottom. Should be exciting. And I look forward to you getting that early stoppage, my guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Appreciate your time.
No problem. No problem.